Welcome to our exploration of the world of Dungeons & Dragons. Today we will be diving into the history, the gameplay mechanics, the storytelling and the community surrounding this iconic role-playing game. Dungeons & Dragons has been a staple of the RPG genre since its creation in the 1970s and has inspired countless works of fiction, art and media. In this video, we will take a deep dive into what makes Dungeons & Dragons so special, from its immersive storytelling to its engaging gameplay mechanics. So grab your dice and get ready to embark on an epic adventure as we explore the world of Dungeons & Dragons. Let's get started. So, what exactly is Dungeons & Dragons? At its core, Dungeons & Dragons is a tabletop role-playing game that allows players to create their own characters and embark on an epic adventures in a fantasy world. The game is played with a combination of dice rolls, character sheets and imagination. During gameplay, players take on the roles of their characters and navigate through a story created by the Dungeon Master, who acts as the game's storyteller and referee. Dungeons & Dragons is a game that emphasizes creativity, cooperation and improvisation, allowing players to immerse themselves in a rich and detailed fantasy world while also developing valuable skills like critical thinking and problem solving. Now that we have a basic understanding of what Dungeons & Dragons is, let's take a closer look at its history and how it was evolved over the years. Dungeons & Dragons has a rich history that stretches back over 40 years. The game was created by Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson in the 1970s. At the time, Dungeons & Dragons was a groundbreaking game that combined tabletop wargaming with elements of fantasy storytelling. The game quickly became popular thanks in part to its unique blend of strategy, exploration and storytelling. And as Dungeons & Dragons grew in popularity, it helped to popularize the entire RPG genre. Today, Dungeons & Dragons is played by millions of people around the world, and it continues to inspire a new generation of gamers to explore the depth of their imaginations. Next up, game mechanics. Dungeons & Dragons is a tabletop role-playing game that combines dice rolls, character sheets and imagination. At the heart of the game is the Dungeon Master, the DM, who creates the world and non-player characters, the NPCs, while the players control their own characters. The game is played using a set of dice with different numbers of sides. These dice are used to determine the success or failure of character actions and combat, as well as other random events in the game. Each player creates their own character by choosing a race, a class and a background, as well as assigning values to different attributes like strength, intelligence and charisma. As the game progresses, characters gain experience and level up, gaining new abilities and spells. The DM creates the world in which the player's characters exist and controls the actions of all NPCs. They also create the storylines and the quest that the players will follow and guide the story of the game. With a combination of imagination, strategy and a bit of luck, Dungeons & Dragons is an endlessly exciting game that allows players to embark on an epic adventures and forge their own unique stories. Let's take a closer look at the storytelling aspect of Dungeons & Dragons. At its core, Dungeons & Dragons is a storytelling game. It allows players to create and control their own characters and embark on epic adventures in a fantasy world created by the Dungeon Master. The DM guides the story of the game. He creates the storylines and the quests for the players to follow. They also control the actions of all non-player characters in the game. One of the most unique aspects of Dungeons & Dragons is the collaborative storytelling element. Players work together to create a shared story, with each character contributing their own unique perspective and skills to the group. The game encourages creativity and improvisation, allowing players to think out of the box and come up with creative solutions to the challenges. The DM is also encouraged to be flexible and adapt the game world and storyline to the actions of the players. With its emphasis on collaborative storytelling and creativity, Dungeons & Dragons is an incredible, rewarding and engaging game that allows players to create their own unique stories and adventures. Now that we have explored the storytelling aspect of Dungeons & Dragons, let's take a closer look at the character development in the game. In Dungeons & Dragons, character development is a key component of the game. Players start by creating a character with a unique race, class and backstory. As the game progresses, characters gain experience points, XP and level up, unlocking new abilities and skills. This allows players to customize their characters and make them even more powerful. One of the most unique aspects of character development in Dungeons & Dragons is the ability to choose a character's alignment, whether they are good, evil, or somewhere in between. This can lead to interesting moral dilemmas and conflicts between characters, adding depth and complexity to the game world. With its emphasis on character development and customization, Dungeons & Dragons allows players to create truly unique and memorable characters that can grow and evolve over time. Let's take a closer look at the community aspect of Dungeons & Dragons. Dungeons & Dragons is not just a game, it's a community. This game has inspired millions of players from around the world to come together, create new friendships, and form communities of like-minded individuals who share a love for storytelling, fantasy, and adventure. Whether it's through online forums, local gaming stores, or conventions, the Dungeons & Dragons community is a welcoming and inclusive space for all players of all backgrounds and identities. Many players find themselves drawn to the social and communal aspects of the game as they work together to solve problems, battle monsters, and explore fantastical worlds. The game can also serve as a getaway to new friendships and connections that extend beyond the game itself. In addition to fostering a sense of community, Dungeons & Dragons also had a big impact on popular culture. The game has inspired countless works of fiction, art, and media, and has become a cultural movement in its own right. From the iconic cartoon series to hit Netflix shows, the influence of Dungeons & Dragons can be felt across a wide range of entertainment mediums. And that concludes our exploration of the world of Dungeons & Dragons. We hope that you have found this video informative and engaging, and that you now have a deeper understanding and appreciation of this iconic role-playing game. Remember, Dungeons & Dragons is more than just a game. It's an opportunity to unleash your creativity, connect with others, and embark on an epic adventure in a world of fantasy and imagination. So grab some dice, gather some friends, and let the journey begin. Thank you for joining us, and happy adventuring.